This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. This is a little shocking. So it looks like that Adrien Broner. This is sad. I'm not like saying this to like tease him or anything. He doesn't have any money anymore. I mean, he went through $5 million, and I kind of thought that was going to happen when he was buying Rolls Royces and trucks and everything. And he wasn't at Floyd's level, but he was trying to live like Floyd, trying to keep up with Floyd. But, you know, and he can say whatever he wants, you know, and he was giving money to his friends. He was trying to help everybody out. Good heart, right? I'm not saying that's wrong, but you can't help everybody out because eventually you might not have any money. Now, he has a lot. Remember, he got into a lot of trouble. He got into some legal trouble in Atlanta where he put paws on some girl in the mall. Remember, like girl came up to him and he put paws on her in the mall. He had a couple incidences where he had incidences like that. Something in Vegas, and he was always going in and out of jail. Wasn't doing enough fighting. Wasn't doing enough training. He's a good fighter, okay? But he gets too into his own ego. Now he has a judgment against him in Cleveland, but he's posting money on the gram, telling on himself, snitching on himself. You know, you said you don't have any money to pay this judgment against you, right? But then you're posting money on the gram. He said he only had $13 to his name, but he's paying out tons of money. Now, here's the whole thing. So he was arrested for contempt of court after failing to produce paperwork explaining why he hasn't paid $800,000 judgment from a 2018 civil suit. I didn't even know that you could go to jail for that, but I guess in certain states it's different. He told the court he only had $13 to his name. And he said he posted all these videos on Instagram showing off thousands of dollars. But he said, oh, my friends send me money and I pay my bills with that money. A judge isn't going to want to hear that. She said, Mr. Broner has continually defied every court order given. The jig is up today, she says. He was pressed about the cash, and then he says it was sent from rich friends. He names Gervonta and a couple other people that send him money because he knows they need it. He even said that he has a boxing match coming up in January, and he can just give them the money then. But she wasn't hearing it, and that's sad. Now he's in court. It doesn't make sense to me when people owe money and they put him in jail, because how are you going to pay it in jail? You know, it's crazy, but unfortunately, this is what's happening with Adrien Broner, and this is why you have to be so careful with money. I've run out of money before, you know, like we've all have. We've been up and we've been down. Life is a roller coaster, and I'm sure he had people telling him about that, but he didn't want to hear it because you think the next, you know, he's young. I think he's still in his 20s. I'm not sure. I think he's still in his 20s, and when you're in your 20s... you think it's just going to keep coming. I made this mistake too, trust me. I wish I was a little smarter. You know, I was pretty smart for the most part in my late 20s, but then things can change, you know, and you got to know how to pivot quickly, and I didn't pivot fast enough sometimes. Anyways, then we got Kelsey, Meg's best friend. This is the girl that was in the car with Tory. She's switching sides, man. She was with Carl Crawford. Okay, she was Carl Crawford and Jay Prince in Texas at a party, and it's looking a little spooky. She did a whole video. She did a video the other day talking about that she's working it out with someone to tell her side of the story, which means cha-ching, she's getting payola. All right, that's alleged, and now she's hanging out with Carl Crawford and them, and he puts loyalty below it. I think that's hilarious. I mean, Carl Crawford already has another Meg Thee Stallion. Carl Crawford, this is how I look at it. Meg Thee Stallion's talented, very talented. And she wouldn't have gotten to where she's at right now without someone investing in her. I feel really bad for her that she lost her parent a year ago. That was obviously her. I mean, that's all of our... foundation, you know. It's life seems, who can you trust, you know? And she has her manager right now, Dom Ferris, that's acting as her, you know, kind of family in a way. person that has her back. But in the meantime, she's getting in trouble. She went against Carl Crawford. She didn't like the deal she had. But yet this is the guy who invested in you and spent money on you in the first place to get you to where you're at. And you kind of got to respect that and not go public with everything and try to you got to work things out behind the scenes, because once you go public with it, and this and then the Tory thing, I'm just like, I'm confused, man. We still don't know what happened with the Tory thing. Everybody keeps talking and not saying anything, and I think that's disrespectful to your fans, honestly. But I'm glad she's okay. That could have been a horrible night where someone had not lived through it. I'm glad they all got through it. Now we got to deal with the aftermath. But sounds like a messy love triangle that got out of control to me. Super out of control. And I'm wondering what really happened, because they're all saying, "Oh, I'm not guilty." Who's guilty? I think they're all guilty, honestly. But until we find out who's guilty, they're all guilty in my mind. Oh my gosh, Megan Fox. Okay, so Megan Fox has children with the guy from 90210. I forget his name. That was her husband. He's a lot older than her. I think he's 50, 40, 47. She's 34. I think she's really 36, but you know how Hollywood shave a few years off. But anyways, I think she's around 36, 37. I mean, she looks around that age. And this guy's obviously like 10, 12 years older than her. He's happy to have his kids half the time. They're not together anymore. She ran off away from him and is with MGK. Great person to be around, right? Someone that is substance abuse all the time. He brags about being on substances, and I was on this while I was recording this last album. Still like that. He just did an interview like that. He has a kid. But Megan Fox might have her kids around him. I'm not saying he's not a nice guy, but he's openly like a substance abuser, right? So, other hand, you have your ex-husband who loves his children and puts them on Instagram, right? And she had a problem with that. She said, "Why you gotta put our children on Instagram for clout? Why can't you just take a picture and crop them out?" Like, what? Come on, man. The guy's proud to have his children. Some guys aren't even there for their children, right? Some guys just pay the child support, and he could continue working in Hollywood, and I don't want to see my children. He could be like that, and that would make him a POS, right? But he's a good dad, right? He wants to be there for his kids. And she has a problem with that. That's a sign of a toxic person. I hope they're able to work it out for their kids, honestly. Things like that make me mad, because it's like, you have children, like, I don't have any kids of myself, but I always am for the children. I don't talk about this much, but I do charity as much as I can for children that don't have that much, because I think it's not their fault. That's who I like to help the most, is kids, because it's not their fault. And they never know it's from me. I give it to the families, and I want it to seem like it's coming from the mom and dad, because it's not my place to be there. Like, "Hey guys, I got this for you. I got it for you." Like, why would you want the credit? I give it to the family. I say it's from you, because it's important your kids feel like you're giving it to them. That's so important. If you can't just go to a family that doesn't have much, and you act like you're the guy who's giving, because now they're gonna they're gonna not respect their parents as much and look at this guy or this person, whoever, who gave them toys or whatever. I think he got this for me. You're not anything, Mom. And it creates unrest in the family. You have to you should do it anonymously. Or just, act like it came from the parents. Honestly, that's it. Act like it came from the parents, because really, you got to protect families. Anyways, sorry, I went on a rant there. So, as you can tell, that kind of stuff really bothers me. A lot of rappers always like give to families. I'm gonna save your whole family. Why don't you let the guy in the family act like, like give it to him and let him provide for his family? Why rappers always want all the clout? Yeah, we're gonna go save these people today. Rappers are disgusting. Not just rappers. I'm gonna talk about entertainers. People that do it for the grizzam. Anyways, I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I enjoyed recording it. I'll check you guys in the next video. This is Jordan Tower with JT News, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, and also, today's gonna be rough. Let me talk about that real quick. So they're boarding up cities. Okay, you don't board up cities for protests. You board up cities for natural disasters. You board up cities for riots. That's probably what's going to happen. They're not going to know who won this thing for a week because of all these little absentee ballots that are coming in. And they have all these new rules now where they can count them up to 7 days. So guess what? You won't know who won till next week. What's going to happen? People are going to argue online. People are going to clash. There's a lot of emotion in this election because it's been drummed up by the media. The media is the problem, okay? The media has a vendetta against one person, and I'm not for, it's like I'm in the middle, like I said, but I'm just saying, I'm just calling it how it is. That's how I do it, okay? The media has it out for one person. They create unrest. And look, now we're here. We're in emotions. Democrats play into it too. It's pretty evil out here. Politicians, all of them, Republicans, Democrats, don't really care about you, okay? So I just hope that you guys are able to stay away from the news as much as possible, like I am. That's why you see me putting up a lot of throwbacks now. I don't want to look at the news too much because, there's a diet for your body and there's a diet for your mind, and I don't want that junk food, okay? I really don't. Not right now. I know what's going on, and it's going to be what it is. I'd be very sad. Whatever outcome happens, I'll be sad because, I don't know, I'm not for people losing their jobs, and I see that happening one scenario. But I'm also not for people feeling unsafe, So I don't know. I'm lost. That's why I say I'm in the middle. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button. Peace.